Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got
New 52 booklet.
it! Somebody clip this for the woman.
All right, screw Suicide Squad. I'm just gonna start off with that. Welcome to the Comics League member stream. I'm Jared. By the way, if you guys want to join the panel, consider becoming a member. The button should be below on this side of the screen. So I'm here with Teladia Plays, the man that suffered through Suicide Squad with me. Oh, and by the way, has been a member for 11 months. So thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. And I'm here with my boy, and Soul. Well, actually, not Soul Lois Lane enjoyer because Tevi is here. But what's up, Robert?
Not too bad. Can I already promote the recent news recently on my channel?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, dude.
Monetized.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? That is a big achievement. So you know what? You get this, sir. Congrats, buddy. Congrats.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Yep. And we got Tevio. What's up, brother?
No, but really, I just did my review how to dog my family. I'm going to upload my video now, and I'm going to talk about the Hand Shooter Squad. Yep.
All right. So actually, you know what?
Can I get before I let you guys rant? Can I get my 2 cents on the game because I haven't touched it in months?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I just want to say is the problem. I would say overall, from the main game up until any of the story beats is not bad, but the problem is it's the repetitiveness. It's all of the issues that's come with it, where it just feels like you guys aren't even trying. You guys aren't even trying to change. You're not changing the gameplay. You're not introducing new type of gameplay. You're just using the same old thing you've been utilizing ever since the start of the season 1 pass. Season zero.
All right. So what Teladia and I do is every time there's a new character release, there's a new DLC, we'll download it and play it together co-op. So Suicide Squad had this common problem where to pad out the runtime of their DLCs, they would make you grind in order to unlock a certain level within that event.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's very key that I say be within that event because that gets into my first problem. So the first season, it took us, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to get to the point where we could actually get the Joker.
Yeah,
really? It wasn't that. It was pretty quick for me, to be honest.
I didn't bother playing the Joker.
Yeah.
After the main story, I just dropped down.
Don't bother, Tevia.
Joker wasn't that bad.
It took us 2
Gameplay-wise,
streams.
Joker wasn't that bad.
But
it took us 2 streams for Joker. I do
So-
know that.
Then we get to the next one, and here's the problem. To complete the event, you need to get to level 30 again. In other words, they start you fresh on the event.
I get why they said they wanted to avoid the whole, first come, first serve, whatever type of thing, which I applaud them. But the fact that this is what they had to resort to.
Well, here's the thing. It's very easy. Make an actual story DLC and actually make a DLC of us finding him. It's really that simple. But
no, wait. I want to say I get that, but I'm talking about though. How Mortal Kombat, if you didn't do any of those incursions or whatever, you're out of luck. You can't go and do them. Was this at least they were trying to find a way to keep it where you just have to load up the specific season. So again, in theory, I get what they're going with this. In theory, to make sure you still have to re-earn it all, but at least it allows you to go and get prior season stuff. But at the
The
same
problem
time,
is,
yeah, it's repetitive and annoying.
I don't want to grind to level 30 in order to do this.
Again, I agree. I agree with that. That's why I say that's the downside of it all. They are just doing this because it's the simplest way of doing it.
So Teladia and I get to the
canon.
Mrs. Freeze one.
Yep.
So first off, I'm just going to tell you this. This should be very obvious. We hate the design for Mrs. Freeze. Is that accurate, Teladia?
Yeah, it looked bad.
Horrible design. They could have just made it. She comes from a multiverse where she got the accident instead of Victor. And it's essentially reversed the roles. But no. But anyway, beyond that, I could have taken just really weird story beats. So today we booted up. So last week we tried to do this, but obviously with the grinding, I got to I think it was level 10 or something, or
Something like that.
10 or 20.
Remember.
Here's the thing though. To get to the levels, you don't even have to do any of the story DLC because there's a survival mode where if you just log into that and get to wave 20 or 25, you get a lot of levels.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
That's simple?
to be fair, that's been there since season 0.
No, but my point is with that invalidates my reason to play any of the other DLC because I'm why would I play that where I can just do this in a day? But anyway, so then we finally make it because what we did is we both played separately and decided, okay, so we'll go off, we'll play it, we'll grind, and then we'll get to the levels we have to go to. It's working. So then we get to today. And I will say this. As opposed to last week, you had to complete other missions in order to unlock the final boss area. So
Yeah.
at least they added that. The problem is 2 of the 3 missions were exactly the same thing. But
Yep, they were.
See, here's the real sin of Suicide Squad: rinse and repeat gameplay. That's what
I said. That's what I said.
Yes, exactly. To your point.
Worse, its story, the DLC story, it's non-existent.
There is no story. There is really no story. But
it's minimum. It's bare minimum. But what is there, especially the recent one, is pretty dramatic.
So,
which one? With Mrs. Freeze?
After you beat Brainiac.
So,
with the Flash.
So, which I knew we were gonna. Get the flashback. That was pretty obvious. But so then Teladia and I get to the last mission. We get we didn't even get to the Brainiac boss fight. We gave up because here's what happened.
Yeah, you gave up.
So we log on. It says you have to get to level 25 to unlock all the stuff. Then it says you have to be level 30 in order to play the mission. I got a little concerned, but at this point I was level 29. And by traditional RPG rules, if you're 1 or 2 levels away, you should be able to plow through it. That's the way it was in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yep.
We get there, we're getting spanked like Steppenwolf in the Snyder Cut against Superman spanked. Hard. Then the game starts getting laggy, unplayable laggy. So I try and blast through it. Then Teladia goes down, and no logo shows up to show me where the hell he is.
Yeah, you can't find him. I saw the screen you can't find him whatsoever.
There were 3 possible scenarios that were going through my head at that moment. Either I can't see it because I'm tired, I've been up since 4 a.m.
Damn.
Or if there's too much crap on the screen and I can't make out everything, that's another problem. Or 3, the game is glitched, which in the state this game is, Teladia.
Yeah, that could be a case.
Yeah, Teladia, what's the most likely scenario?
Game is buggy and glitched.
So at that point, see, again, I could take the other crap. Well, also, we were playing on the easiest difficulty you can play on. And I was just 1 level. 1. And Teladia was higher than I was.
Yeah, but this should have been easy, but no.
This should have been relatively easy. Because the other ones we blew through because it was okay. And I was either at level or 1 or 2 below. So I was okay, you know what? We'll be able to survive this.
Sorry, I was there. Sorry.
Essentially what broke me, what made me decide to uninstall the game. So they make me grind for like so long, 30 levels repeatedly. We've talked about the reasoning, which I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning, but I get the reasoning. But then you want me to grind even more to even complete the damn thing. I'm like, no, at this point, with the amount of grinding they made me do for this game, I'm done. I am done.
And I can answer Dave's question I see in the comments. Yeah, they're gone. Those were the original founders of Rocksteady who left. That it was their idea. This was before Zaslav even got involved. They were already going to do this.
Wait. Back up. The founding members who made this game did with their idea through their creativity.
Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker were the original people that decided to do Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. It was never WB's idea. It was Rock's. Basically, those guys were pushing the narrative for this game to be a live service, to get this game to be a looter shooter game, to get this game and
to hide the Justice League secret until the DLC.
Yeah, and then furthermore, to add furthermore insult to injury is the fact that they
one at a time, guys.
No, it's not only because they left, but the fact that people used to give them work, and it took them 3 months before they actually got to see those stuff. And this is coming from WB Rocksteady employees, and this is coming from an article about this.
Yeah,
and I remember Jason Schreier from Kotaku basically made an article about this.
Yep, I read it.
This is why I'm saying that Sefton and Jamie Walker, they abandoned ship as soon as the negativity started to plow in. They said, okay, we're not going to deal with this. We're going to jump ship. We're going to do our own thing. And nobody's going to buy their game now after this. Nobody's going to buy it.
I remember, and then fortunately, you still have this. There were people who thought, oh, WB forced them out, and they thought they were completely innocent. And unfortunately, you still have people who think that oh no, Warner Brothers forced them. They are completely innocent. Like, read the article. Oh, Jason Schreier. I'm not going to read his stupid article. And they're just going to keep on deluding themselves.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, and point to know, I buy their agent. I find they did not want to make this game. I find they did not want to make this game, but no, I was wrong. When I made a banner boom, well, shit, I was wrong. I messed up.
David.
Oh, sorry.
PG, boys, PG. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I thought that too, because in those people's defense, with the way they handled the DCEU, it's not entirely out of Warner Brothers' character to screw up a big project, but
these are the same guys who gave us Arkham Knight.
I know that's the other reason why it's hard for people to believe that, because when you look at like what they gave us, it's a lot of people's nostalgia like blinding them in order for the. Because it's like they're like, no, they can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. And I'm like, every creative has one bad idea.
That's true.
Not that though, but compare Arkham Knight to Arkham City, because Arkham City you have Paul Dini involved. Arkham Knight was entirely internal.
True, it was.
Here's a good example. Mark Millar is he's a pretty good comic book writer. He had an idea for a storyline called The R Word of Wonder Woman. So I'm like, every creative has bad ideas.
He had a lot of bad ideas.
He did have a lot of bad ideas, but my point is, you can have the best creative. Jeff Johns even has some bad ideas. They rarely show up. But let me put it this way: it mostly involves Wonder Woman. But the point is, it's like this whole idea that people have, where just because they like a creator, that creator can do no wrong, is not a good mindset to have.
Speaking of Johns, the fact that you still have people blame him for Arkham Knight, when it's like, from what I understand, he was brought in with Jim Lee to work on it, but the idea was always Rocksteady's to have it be Jason still. So. I think the one of all the Arkham games, the only one that Jeff Johns was more heavily involved was Origin.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I can tell you this: Rocksteady changed after Arkham City. They were the people who wrote Arkham Knight.
I said that.
It wasn't Paul Dini. Paul Dini wrote the first 2 games. right?
Agree.
You're Arkham
And-
Asylum and Arkham City.
And to be fair, from what I heard, he didn't want to do Night because of how huge and how long it took City to do, and he knew Night was going to be bigger. He's like, nope, I'm burnt out.
Which I don't blame him on that one. If you want to take a break, that's cool. Like, he's a good writer.
Yeah.
And
But-
yes,
but-
yes, Dave. Like, yes, they left in late 2022, and the thing is, the full responsibility still falls on them and WB. So it's
Because
like,
look at WB when it came to Gotham Knights. They at least I'm
Yep.
pretty sure they're the ones who gave the order saying, okay, scrap the
Scrap the map.
stuff. And you had Montreal, WB Montreal, be like, okay, sure. I'm pretty sure when it came to Rock City, because it took so long to be made, they had no choice but to stay the course.
Yeah, but the point is, this maybe should not have been an idea in the first place, or
Agreed.
at least an idea that should have been fixed, because there's so many different ways they could have handled this
Oh yeah.
better. Like,
Yep.
let me put it this way. If they knew that this was going to be controversial, honestly, what they should have done is come out and said, I know you guys are pissed that the Justice League are dead. Just play the DLC. Everything is not what it appears. They don't have to say if they're clones or any other of those. They don't have to
Oh, do you think
reveal
people
exactly
would've
what's going
listened?
on. At least say, I know that we all knew what was going on, but at least them coming forward and saying, listen, just watch the game. Stuff happens in that. Which, here's the thing, though. They never really confirm if it's clones or not. Honestly,
Yeah, it is.
honestly,
Technically, with Flash, they kind of did without drawing attention to it. He lost a finger. Next time we see him, his hands are completely fine. Mhm.
So, was it cloned or not? I'm confused.
I think what it could. Has he ever regenerated a finger?
No,
No, he hasn't.
Oh.
Why never
That's
regenerated
Deadpool.
the ability?
I mean, if he did, it wouldn't be that fast.
Well, that also means that the clone thing would also explain the Green Lantern ring just falling off King Shark's finger.
Or why King Shark could actually use it in the first place.
Yeah, because normally if John was dead, the ring would just fly off and go to someone
Exactly.
else.
But not if it was an artificial ring.
Yeah, so and people have like replicated Green Lantern rings or like the technology before. Hence Sinestro Corps War and Blackest Night and all that stuff. So it's not like that's plus it's Brainiac. I guarantee you Brainiac knows how to replicate a Green Lantern ring. I
Exactly.
guarantee it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say this before we switch gears, right?
Mhm.
Talking about WB games entirely, right? I'll say this when it comes down to Rocksteady now and the way they're handling this, it's really bad. They've
Yeah.
lost more. They've lost more of their fan base and community base than they ever have done before. And the thing is, the difference between Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, at least with Gotham Knights, you had something there that could
The
last.
story,
you know,
there was more story.
Yeah,
there was more.
Yeah.
There was more.
There was
of-
content in that damn game. That's the
There was
difference.
content.
Granted.
Yeah, there was
I
a
was-
Granted, they did the whole death and rebirth of Batman twice, which was
But-
stupid.
Yeah, that
But I
was
would say, so
stupid.
Granted, one thing I hate about Gotham Knights and why I don't play it again is the constant wash, rinse, repeat. Just redo these same tasks over and over and over.
Yeah, no,
but
okay,
but you gotta find the different gangs to do it with. It's like, ugh.
And all
Yeah.
the gangs
Mind
ultimately act the
But-
same.
but mind you-
Dave has a good point. Just put a post-credit scene of the Justice League in pods. That's all you got to
To
do.
be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to, but then Kevin Conroy passed away, so they decided to use the post-credit sequence for his tribute.
A tribute.
But they
Wait.
could. Well, here's the thing too. They could. That's true. But ultimately, the other thing they could have done is like they could have put in a scene like, you know, what after you kill Superman and Brainiac teleports you up to a ship. You could have had like a thing where like the camera pans and you see like the Superman logo on a pod, the Green Lantern logo on a pod. So I would have at least told you, okay, it's either clones.
Wait, to be fair, I just read something else. The kryptonite barely worked on Superman. That's a good other reason why that couldn't have been him.
That's true. And if it was like the excuse of it being in the multiverse, remember, and Robert, isn't it true that like kryptonite does
Kryptonite from other
not
worlds
work?
do not work unless they decided to ignore that rule, but for the most
Yeah.
part, it doesn't work.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, that's plus it went into his chest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Even when-
ignoring
and Wonder Woman
kryptonite.
acknowledged it.
One
Wonder
at a
Woman
time.
acknowledged it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
also in dialogue acknowledge, okay, so Green Lantern's dead. Why are there still constructs?
Yeah, that makes no
So
sense.
again, there
Also-
is clues, but and here's the other thing. From what I understand, if I remember right from that Jason Schreier article, they brought that up, and management, still staying the course from what the creators had, the founders had that stated, decided, nope, we're just going to stay the course. Because I understand a lot of people were trying to tell them, no, guys, this is a bad idea. This is going to blow up in our face. And like, no, we'll have them in the palm of our hand. It's like, you're idiots.
You're killing
Yeah, no,
Arkham.
that's
Here's the
not-
thing.
Oh.
Who thought it was a good idea to have Harley execute Batman?
I-
I get from a
Yeah,
story
yeah.
perspective. Let me put it this way: any other Batman that would have been fine,
But Arkham
but it's
Batman?
Arkham
No.
Batman, one that is iconic and that people grew up with.
Yeah.
Ignoring the fact that it's Kevin Conroy, it's also Arkham frickin' Batman.
And we grew up with playing.
That's why, and Comic Historian brought this up too. He said they put in the Arkham verse maybe to help with marketing. It ended up really hurting this
It
game.
blew up on that page literally. But let's pick back. Oh, sorry.
But let's also be honest, though. One thing I will say, though, can we all agree? The idiots saying, oh, they screwed over Kevin, that they
didn't.
No.
told the world they don't claim
No.
they hid it from him, or worse, I've seen some people try to claim, oh, he recorded one thing and then they chopped it up and did something else. It's like,
No,
No.
because if he thought that they were going to do that, if he wasn't
He would never
comfortable with the
agree. He would have
direction they were
never
taking his
agreed.
story, he wouldn't have done it. And you know what? Kevin Conroy has the clout in this context to say, I'm not doing this.
I think he only agreed because it was like, one, he got to have fun playing evil Batman, but two,
Yeah.
because he knew this isn't going to taint the legacy because it's not really him.
It's not
And-
the Batman, it's a clone.
And here's what people are forgetting. He would have known the entire story.
Exactly.
He
They
would
had
have.
to
Because he
record
recorded
all.
everything, including the DLC, before he died.
Also the
Oh, no,
death.
the other thing, those idiots were claiming they changed the dialogue with AI. I doubt that. That's
Yeah.
No.
That's
Yeah,
BS. No.
Again,
Yeah.
they're coming up with anything to complain.
Why?
No,
That's dumb.
here's the thing, right? Before we actually switch gears, because I think we talked about this topic for way
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
I just say this, right? When it comes down to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I think the way things are going right now is not looking good. It has less than 500 players playing the game,
Oh, yeah.
and after and not only that, but the fact that after our experiences and the fact that both me and Jared uninstalled it, literally, that says something because we were batting
The
for
four
this
of
game.
us were on a member stream when we were defending it.
Yep,
Really,
we were.
at this point,
I-
what's going to happen? They'll bring the league back and say, we're done.
Oh, yeah. No, the thing, though, I'm pretty sure they're staying the course for this storyline, which will end at season 5. So,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure
Wait.
because most of the game was going to be free DLC anyway, and the only thing they became money for were people buying some of the stuff that, those little
the
things in
skins?
there.
Skins.
I think they
Skins.
probably accounted for at least staying the course throughout this storyline. I'm pretty sure they have most of the budget set up to see the course until that point because they knew most of this stuff's going to be released for free.
Speaking of the two
Can we
Yeah,
agree that? Can we agree to that? That
Yes.
makes sense. They probably
Yeah.
budgeted accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tevia.
Yes, but speaking of the deals in the two arcade, because we had Joker for season 1 was not good. Season 2 with Mrs. Freeze was not anything at all.
And now have you seen how Deadshot's daughter looks? Oh, she looks
No,
lame.
wait.
They revealed that?
They did it?
It got-
I
it got
see the one.
it got,
Yeah,
it got
I-
leaked.
yeah.
Miller probably
Hold on.
leaked it.
I'm gonna send it to you on.
Yes,
the,
please. Let's react
Yeah,
to it
please.
right now. Let's
This
do
I
it.
gotta see.
This I got to
myself.
see.
Miller probably
Yeah.
leaked it online just to let you know, Jared.
I got
because-
Dexter. I
And
think
by
that's
the
a-
way, before
well.
anyone asks, there's 8 million ways they could bring back Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
agree.
like,
She
they-
doesn't
they-
have to be a clone or she's not. Obviously, she's not a clone. But
She's not a clone.
I guarantee what probably happened because she's the daughter of Zeus in this universe. I love how they're using the Zeus origin more.
Then you can see what they-
She just got brought back to Olympus. They'll send her back.
She-
there.
Well, to be fair, Dave, I doubt Rocksteady knew
Oh
the
God
standing
damn
of
it!
where-
Yeah.
I was
Let-
going to say
Send it to me via
I
DM.
doubt Rocksteady knew the
Actually,
what
should I
scene
share
was.
screen? Should I share
Yeah,
screen?
yeah, I'd say go for
You
it.
might as well, yeah.
Yeah, but can I say quickly though to Dave? I doubt
Okay.
Rocksteady knew the standing on what was Conroy's last role and everything. I doubt they knew.
No
And
one
let's be
knew.
honest, when
No
they
one
really-
knew he was
when
going to die
people-
at that point.
Well, not just
Yeah.
that, but I'm talking about though when people marketed. I don't think people. It was probably his last major role. He only had like a brief line in Crisis. Does that really count?
That made me happy because that's how they felt generous.
That was
no,
a
I
good.
know.
That was a very good.
Well, I know,
setup.
but I'm pretty sure in Rocksteady's mind, they probably looked at it as we're the
So-
last major role
Go
he's
on, let's-
done
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Batman.
What? That's a daughter. What's his presence?
Are you kidding me?
Where?
That's a joke.
What? Where's her guns?
Yeah,
Well, to
I'm
be fair, it's just a
confused.
close up on her face, but it's just like she looks
Nothing
plain.
about that says Deadshot. That's the
Deadshot's
thing.
daughter.
I know that.
What?
Even though, yeah, she's black, and in the comics she's white, But even the last time I've seen her in the comics as her hero identity,
Watch shot.
she looked cute. She looked cute.
Yeah, she look amazing.
Yeah, I did Hunter, by the way.
This
But-
looks plain. This looks plain.
This was boring.
Now I'll say this, right? Because Miller's told me everything because I had an
Mhm.
interview with him
It was a
few
good
months
interview.
back.
Yeah,
It was a very good interview, so I would recommend you guys checking that out. Basically, he has already told me that Justice League will be back by the
Oh, we knew
time
that.
Yeah,
by the
we
time
knew that.
season 5 comes back. Superman
yeah,
will be
yeah.
the
And
last
then the-
character.
Yeah.
And you know what's kind of funny? I heard so Deathstroke will be the character after Live Shot,
After
I
Live
think.
Shot.
And what's kind of funny is that they'll retcon it. I remember this from the Miller interview. It actually made me laugh, Teladia. That
Yeah.
he's been. You know how they said we have 14 Brainiacs to kill?
No
Deathstroke
He took out
has
2
been
of them.
traveling through the multiverse, killing Brainiacs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
To be fair, though, I'll just say this. One, Miller has been saying that for months. Just everyone ignored him. I still remember him saying this time and again. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I just gotta wonder though. I mean, what I also heard from Miller that originally it was going to be 6 seasons, but they're truncating season 6 into 5 because obviously 6 would have led into a new story arc, and since they're just wrapping it up, they decided to truncate it.
But-
Wait, what the story of that?
Oh, the Justice League, and then taking out Brainiac, and then who knows what it would have been afterwards.
What I think is going to happen, because it was long rumored that Rocksteady is pitching to someone
Reboot
who
all the
works in
franchise.
leadership another game, and I think what's probably going to happen is that's going to be a Justice League game,
Yeah.
and this is going to be the game that's going to determine if Rocksteady stays around or not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
you
they're
got a
going to
lot
learn
of
from their
chance.
mistakes. I'm positive after how much of a disaster this was.
We'll see, because the gaming
see,
industry
yeah.
isn't exactly known for learning from
It's
its
not good
mistakes.
after
So,
learning. Mistake. Example.
one at a time, guys.
But they are known for, if they made this bad of a mistake, they would fix it.
Considering how
company's
much
still alive.
money WB lost from this,
$9 billion.
WB is probably going to be like, "Don't do anything you did with this game. Do
Yeah.
not."
So
Also-
speaking about
Oh.
speaking about WB games and not
Oh yeah,
learning
yeah, yeah.
from
Let's
it,
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have actually now decided to license IPs out, right?
What took them so long?
yeah,
It,
I know.
it took them far too long before.
We could have had more DC games out. Well,
We could have a Superman game, a Wonder Woman game, a Green Lantern game, Flash game. Snapshot game.
Tavia.
Oh, sorry.
The thing is, right, when it comes down to, it's not late for them to
No.
license IP
Mm-mm.
out, right?
No.
Because of there's
No.
2 reasons behind it. Marvel have done it for a long time, right? And they
made
were
the-
late to the game.
Well,
mind
they
you.
made the boneheaded mistake of exclusively getting it to Square Enix, and then they dissolved that contract fast.
Yeah.
Well,
they
yeah. After Avengers, it's like, yeah.
Well, Avengers and
Yeah.
unfortunately Guardians did bomb, unfortunately.
What is
Because
sad?
of Avengers. Because
fun
of
game.
Avengers. Oh, I loved it.
I love it too.
But-
It's a good game.
But the fact that Warner Brothers is now open to the idea of licensing out DC, Harry Potter, whatever it is, Mortal Kombat, they'll license them out.
I
Right.
think that article was phrased it horribly, saying selling it. I think that was the worst way to phrase it in that article. That was done for clickbait.
Yeah, exactly. At least Marvel still has Sony Spider-Man. Yeah, I could agree on that.
I mean, even
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even though Marvel and Sony have a contract with Wolverine,
Insomniac,
with
And
Insomniac,
positive and rumored Daredevil.
and possibly Daredevil. But from what I know, because obviously I'm the gaming lord that knows these things,
Yeah.
is the fact that I think Warner Brothers will give out the DC IP. I see Warner Brothers possibly giving Superman, Green Lantern, Flash. Who else is there? The Green Lantern films.
Yep.
And
I
I think
can-
it's good.
I can see those IPs getting, well established out there because nobody else is going to do them otherwise. In house, you can't do it in house anniveau. Warner Brothers have learned that
But you
lesson
can't
now.
do it solely in-house. You can't do it
Oh,
solely.
and by the way, I'm getting the same question that Chad. I just want to address this.
Oh, yeah, it is.
WB licensing out the games is not going to affect already existing projects like
No.
Wonder Woman. I just want to be clear
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Those are too far in development for that to even. Now, what this will affect is, did they have any ideas for? Did they have any games at the conceptual phase that they were thinking through?
Actually, by the way, Hunter, I think when Xbox originally wanted to do it, I think that people jumped on saying now they can do it, but now it's been clarified they're not selling WB games. They're licensing out the IPs. Like I said, that article phrased it horribly.
It did. Also, maybe just go to a Static Shock game. You can remember.
Oh, no, that's different. DC does not own Milestone.
Yeah,
No,
Cameron, no.
that is very different.
That's
Yeah.
true, yes. But remember. Sorry to interrupt,
Tavia. Static is Milestone. Milestone is a separate imprint that is very tied to DC, yes, but it's always been separate. It's why they could drop it and say, okay, cancel all your books, we're done, at the drop of a hat, like they did with New 52 Static. They just dropped it and then they're
Yeah,
like,
they did.
you can't use them anymore, you can't reference them anymore.
Yeah,
I'll
so
say
they-
this because I'll say this, right? There's no Static Shock game happening, right? I can tell you that. In terms of Wonder Woman, now
Plus,
there's
here's the thing. Here's why there won't be a Static Shock game. You ready? Again, Static Shock has not had the exposure as of yet to justify a game. Wonder Woman has. Batman obviously
Well,
has.
Well, to be fair,
yeah.
Static at least still has a better standing than Suicide Squad.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
but here's what they were banking on: the Suicide Squad movies.
Movie,
Yep.
yeah.
And
My
all
point
bombs.
is there was no, but my point is actually the first one with Ayer didn't exactly bomb. But my point is here is that at least there were movies for Suicide Squad, so the general audience knew for the most part what Suicide Squad was. The Static got a show long time ago.
Yep.
It's a
But
good
still,
show,
but still remembered.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's still remembered, but not enough people in like. I would argue not enough people in the general audience know it in order for them to justify the resources that go with it. Because you realize games have a much larger budget than animated shows. Animated shows, you can afford to take those risks because
By
you're
the
not
way,
putting that much monetary investment.
Cameron,
Yep.
Static is not basically Miles. No way. No.
No.
No,
And
Static
by the
is
way,
no
Hunter,
Hunter have electrical powers in some regards, but
Yep.
Static is basically a lecturer if he actually knew what he was doing.
Oh, and by the
Kind
way,
of.
Hunter, no, I don't want anything Peacemaker. He's
No,
overexposed. If any, can
Well,
I
leave this
kill?
guy down,
Wait,
leave
wait,
this
wait,
guy
wait, wait. Can I kill Peacemaker at the end of the game? That'll be fun. I would love that.
Actually,
But-
Savagely and brutally, let me do that.
Well,
I can-
I'll say two things. One, it's a shame that it took this desperation for them to finally open up the licensing. But I can only say this, given how the last time they tried licensing out the DC comics, most of those games failed, and everything. And the only thing
but
good
it's
came
not
out
the
was-
same as it. But here's the thing about it: it's not the same as it was 20 years ago.
Oh, I agree.
Where,
20 years ago.
Mhm.
where 20 years ago, where you had, for example, EA and Activision, all these companies basically have licensed IPs, and they basically flopped, right?
Yep.
And in terms of to answer your question, Jared, can you kill Peacemaker? Yes, you can in Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat 1.
You can't do that.
In which case, I gotta buy Mortal Kombat 1 and then just only play against Peacemaker. Put the difficulty so easy so he can't punch me, and then tear that dude
the face-
apart.
Sadly,
Yeah.
easy
Fatality.
mode
He is
not
my
that
least
easy.
favorite because of the overexposure that he has gotten. He has become my least favorite DC character of all time, surpassing Lois Lane.
Actually,
Oh,
well,
I
to be
was about to
fair,
bring it up.
at least his overexposure's died down fast.
Yeah,
But
I hope it dies down permanently.
No, it's not gonna be permanent, dude. It's not gonna be
Yeah,
If
permanent.
James Gunn does not run DC in his studios anymore, it'll be permanent.
Okay,
Trust me.
dude,
So I'll say this, right? Because I know this. So in terms of IPs that will make a video game, you're looking at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green
Justice
Lantern,
League.
Justice League,
Justice
Flash.
Teen Titans.
Those are those.
No,
Not
no.
Teen Titans. Not
Not
Teen
Teen-
Titans.
Not
Yeah.
Teen Titans yet. We're still a way away from that, right? I
Because
know that-
again, think of the projects that ignore the fact that we all read comic books.
Yep.
Approach this from someone that has no idea, for the most part, who
Now,
these characters are.
Yeah.
If they did a Teen Titans Go game, that'd be different.
That'll be a little different because it'll be marketed more toward kids. But
So,
in terms of
I'm
Teen
sorry
Titans,
if I'm loud. Sorry if I'm loud.
no, it's all
okay,
good.
okay,
The
okay.
point is, approach this
Neighbor,
from a
neighbor,
general
sorry,
audience.
neighbor.
The reason why Batman gets games is because everyone knows who Batman is, or the
he
concept.
sells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman, I think, is next up to get a game.
But-
Wonder
but-
Woman,
oh.
Wonder Woman absolutely was because of the popularity build and hit that it took from those movies
Yeah.
and probably the Snyderverse.
That's it.
But the thing is, Teen Titans are never going to get a game until they get a live action movie. That's just the
Withdraw
way it's
game
going to work.
movie.
Well,
Withdraw
that-
game movie.
but there was a show. There was a live action show. Oh no, there's talks of a movie.
That's-
Talks of a
Yeah,
movie.
There's talks of a movie. Again, until I see an actual trailer, I don't believe any of these movies
So-
are happening.
But I would say though, with Superman, no, probably it's going to take longer because you're going to need to get it right. There has not
Yeah.
been a Superman
Actually,
game
Robert-
done right.
Yeah.
Robert, I've got a scoop to tell you. I've been told that WB is actually making a Superman game, so there's no
Oh.
question about it.
I'm too happy about
Then
that.
I hope it's by someone who knows how to handle it because seriously, that one game we could have gotten from Factor 5 would have been amazing.
Yep.
I will say what you want about this game, but the Superman Returns game was actually pretty fun. Free roaming, and they got the invincibility of Superman right.
The
That's
final boss
correct.
being a tornado.
And Hunter, the Wonder Woman game won't be woke. I already
I'm
know
not
that.
dealing with the
about the
wokeness for this. I'm not dealing with the wokeness for
I
this.
don't do that with that word.
I'm because if you approach that, if you approach a potential project as being woke before you know anything about it, you can't play anything on that point. No, but
It's by that logic, you say because it has Wonder Woman, it's woke.
no, but
That
Robbie.
makes no sense.
Okay, Robbie. Here's the thing: by your logic, a good game would sell IP or not? Not necessarily, because what I'm talking about is not necessarily they would sell. Just Warner Brothers would green light it. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. That's true.
Because I have no doubt a good game would sell 110%. But
Yep.
if you come to, but really at this point, until WB gets like a clear indicator, because that Titan show was controversial and the ratings went down.
It
So as
went
far
down
as they
fast.
know, Titans is not the project to invest in a game. So ultimately, it's not really going to work because we have to like look beyond the fact that we're comic book fans and look at this from a general audience perspective that doesn't know these characters, because that's the way I always try to approach this, because obviously we know Teen Titans could be fun. Conceptually, Suicide Squad would be fun.
Maybe.
But the problem is
Oh my gosh.
the problem is it wouldn't get green lit. That's it.
Yeah. But speaking actually
Yeah, go ahead.
of game Johnny or creators, like I said before, Johnny, we really would have got anime movie. This right now years ago than DC Fandom. I don't care. It's true. And when I think that now, I thought when I think that we were looking at the anime movie. That was what happened. So my logic would think that movie comes out, it will enjoy the Star Shock and don't game. That was lot of good time.
But yeah, and that's good logic. The problem is that movie is probably not going to come out anytime
It's
soon.
right dead at this point.
So
So
from what I know, because I've been doing some digging and research, right? If you're looking at IPs that would possibly come out now, in the next 5 to 10 years, you're looking Superman. You've got Wonder Woman literally coming out. You could have a Justice League game, another Batman game, and literally that could be the next 10 years of games that you could possibly get, right? And I don't see a Nightwing game coming out now because of the fact of Gotham Knights just recently came out.
It was recently flopping. If he gets a movie and it's big, I could again, a lot of these projects like Static Shock or Teen Titans, if they get a movie and that movie's popular, that's a key thing, and it makes money, then they'll invest in it.
Yeah.
But if let's say a Static Shock game movie comes out and it flops, do you really think WB is going to invest more? Do you really think? No, it's not going to happen. You have to show these companies that there is legit hunger for this particular character IP. Unfortunately, when it comes to like Teen Titans, like actual Teen Titans and not Teen Titans Go, you don't have that.
Can I say this? Can we agree? I think this recent Arkham game, the VR one, was probably them experimenting. You want to bet?
Yeah, I think it was.
Them actually, because here's the thing. Them saying Arkham Shadow is
canon
Arkham
in between,
canon in between. It was a test, but here's from it's gonna have Roger Craig Smith coming back, and I was told there's possibly whatever Rocksteady, if the Rocksteady Justice League game does go through, you could have Roger Craig Smith come back and play.
Makes sense. That makes sense. I think most people would agree to that because he did such a good job in Origin, and because there is the only people who complain are those who disregard Origins as not canon because unfortunately in their mind, because they feel one, people just don't like the game, or because they feel it's Rocksteady only, and because Rocksteady keeps saying the Rocksteady trilogy in the Arkham trilogy, not the Arkham saga.
Well, so some people have cited like canon, like
Origins.
Canon, like what's the word? Contradictions. And by Robbie, I'm approaching it like these companies think, and they're probably going to make. Let me put it this way. Unless the management at WB changes, they're gonna make more games like Suicide Squad. That's just the way it works. That's the way that's the way this current management team has expressed. So I'm just going off of what the current management of WB is, because I've been covering this company since this channel's inception.
By the way, by the way, Dave, I think with Arkham VR, that was barely hyped up. At least this Shadow has been hyped up.
And at least it looks like you can do more in this.
You can do something.
VR was just, let's be honest, VR was a test. It was just a test bed.
It was.
Yeah, because all you could do is like show up and then scan stuff, and that's it. And this one you can actually fight and do an actual thing. Yeah. Then WB, exactly, and that's my point. WB is the company that will ride a path until it leads them until it leads them into the ocean, and then they will keep going. One at a time, guys.
Sorry. I was just thinking, here's how I look at it. With WB games, like I said, it was just a cover, like a shell, and they just broke the shell open. And so that's all they're doing is breaking the shell and getting rid of, we're just keeping things in-house. So is WB games, the brand, logo going to be gone? No, I don't think so. I think that's going to be stuck. That's going to stick around. But it being we're exclusively where all of our stuff is done is gone. So I look at more like the leash has been removed. The leash has been removed.
What they're doing is basically now them licensing IPs out is a big thing. Not only DC. I'm not only talking about DC here. I'm talking about
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Game of Thrones. You're looking at the Lord of the Rings games. You're looking at all of those, right? You can make dozens of games from different studios. Imagine Sony pitching a God of War style Superman game, right? That would be epic, right?
That
would be good. Well, how about this? I wonder God of War Wonder Woman, where she actually fights
That'd be
the
more likely.
gods.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That actually is likely to happen at one point. So there you go.
Here's the-
More than Superman.
No, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing, right? Sony Santa Monica head, I forgot his name now.
I know what you're talking about. I forget the
But
name,
yeah,
but I know
I
what
forgot the
One at a
name,
time,
but I don't,
guys. Again, one at a time.
I forgot his name, but I do know for a fact that he actually pitched a Superman game a very long time ago, right? He had an idea for a Superman game,
Honestly,
which was a pitch.
I've never played God of War, but I've watched the gameplay. God of War, that type of gameplay works with so many different superheroes. It's
It does.
honestly hilarious how many superheroes that works for.
Indeed.
Agreed.
Down 2018, perfection. That would work with Superman game.
Yeah, it would.
But
But
it's like I
will
said.
just-
Go on,
sorry.
you go first.
No, I was just gonna say is that I still look back at you remember that one YouTube channel Unseen 64 talking about
No,
games
never
that
heard
never
of
came about? But what was the rest of you guys? You guys know about it because they talked about stuff like the Factor 5 Superman game that never came. That's the guys who did Rebel Assault and Rogue Squadron. I mean, or you had a different game, though, a Flash game that never was. It looked amazing. If you actually look up some of the stuff that could have been with that game before it fell apart, it would have been freaking huge.
Yep. And speaking actually of Kendrick game that never happened, we were supposed to get a Batman Arkham Beyond game with Damon Wayne at Batman.
That was an Arkham. That wasn't an Arkham game, Tevia.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was.
People thought it was an Arkham game, but it wasn't.
It wasn't an Arkham
We
game.
would have gotten a Gotham like Gaslight game, but that fell apart.
Yes.
That never
Yeah,
happened.
that would have been cool.
That would have been cool, yeah. But the fact that the Damian Wayne game was never a Batman Arkham game, that was a missed opportunity. But it was more of them trying to do a Damian Wayne
Beyond game.
Wasn't that proto Gotham Knights, like what Gotham Knights?
No.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What?
Pretty much. It's what they turned into.
Yeah, they changed it
Hunter
from,
There's a lot of elements. There is a lot of elements.
Hunter asks, if they do a new Superman game, should they get a new voice actor or get the original voice actor?
Get the original voice actor.
Wait, you mean the original? You mean Nolan North or someone else?
No. I know what you're talking about. He's talking George Newman.
One at a time, guys. What I would
Daly.
say, or Tim Daly, but I thought that Nolan did a pretty decent. And he's played Superman before.
Yeah, Young Justice.
And in like, did he do Superman the Lego short movies they did?
I don't think he did.
Yes, he was. Yes,
Oh,
and he was.
So I'm like, that's where I know him from. And I met Nolan. I just wanted to do my annual.
He's one of the best Deadpools. One of the best.
Jared,
Yeah,
can I say something, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if they do a new Superman game, right? If it's set in the DCU, because I've been told possibly it could be set in the DCU, it'll be David Cornsweet, right? If it's not set in the DCU, then it'll be someone like Nolan North or.
Isn't there a rumor that they're exploring making the Wonder Woman game DCU?
No, I think it's too late for that.
It's too late for that.
It's too far. It's too far in. It's too far in. They're gonna release it next year, like the rumors say.
Yeah,
go on.
Go ahead, Tevia.
Sorry. I'm worried for Jordan Newman or Tim Daly because they both vote Superman perfection and they would play a great Superman video game. But having a voice Superman game with Arkham, similar with calling Batman. You could do similar Arkham with Batman, but do it with Superman. It can work.
You could. Here's the problem. I don't honestly at this point. I'm tired of the DCEAU actors being the only ones that can voice these characters. I'm really tired of that.
I think losing Kevin should be the end of the era for that. The only exception is if they do Injustice 3, they should at least bring him in for one last go.
If Injustice 3 is different because you would want to do that for continuity reasons. Obviously, the only one you would have to replace is Batman, but you could just have like Bruce Greenwood or
Yeah.
or
What is
Roger
it?
Craig Smith
or
or
let me put it this way: the point is, you would only have to replace Batman in that case. In the case of Injustice 3, yes, bring them back. But beyond that, I'm like, no. Can we please stop with
Speaking of
only
which,
the DCAU actors being there?
since it's clear they're not selling NetherRealm, do you guys think Injustice 3 is more of a possibility?
Yes,
Maybe.
yes. I from interviews with Ed Boon, like he's also suggesting that he's looking at the idea of pushing ideas for Injustice 3 going forward. They've been like talking about stories or what concept stories or whatnot within the team.
How about they actually? Here's the way they could do it and end the story: redeem Superman.
The problem is the two endings. How do you reconcile the two endings?
Pick one.
Most people don't like where you just pick the one ending because then it makes the other ending, those who work for the other ending or have a favorite ending moot.
Or what you do when the game boots up, it asks you, which ending do you want for Injustice 2?
But that's the thing, though. Those endings are so drastically different. That would be too prohibitive. They are drastically different. One has Superman win. The other one has Superman lose.
So, but I'll say this before I pass it to Tevia, right? From what I know, like if I was Ed Boon and anybody within WB in-house, obviously I wouldn't be concerned for what they've got coming up next, because like I'm sure they're gonna do Injustice 3. That's without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm sure whatever Warner Brothers Games has already got in production, they will come out with those IPs, because they've been in development for quite a long time. From, let's say, for example, the rumored Superman game has been in development since 2018, 2019.
What?
Right? Right.
Is this the game people kept mistaking being the Rocksteady game?
Not really, because WB Games Montreal had 2 games in production. One of them was Gotham Knights, and the other one was something else we don't know yet, right? And I've been speaking to somebody that actually put something out on the internet, basically was saying, oh, I know what the next game is, and it was Superman. I'm like, could you give me, I DM'd him and I asked him for a bunch of information about it, and he told me quite a fair few things, and he's told me about other projects that I cannot say yet.
Right.
But I can say that I can say though that the whole idea for WB Games in-house, though, that whatever they've got in-house currently will still carry on, but after those games are out, it'll be licensing out IPs left, right, and center. That's what will be the case.
Can I ask this very quick question? Very quick question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys think that this whole WB Games, dissolving was a knee-jerk reaction to the stocks, or do you think this was a plan? It just happened to get released.
Well, the fact that WB underwrote their company by $10 billion is kind of wait, that's not 10 million, $10 billion with a B. That's with a B. So
but
I'm sure that didn't help. Plus, so the WB Games, their game that they were holding up flopped hard. And the game that they should have gone with, they're like, okay, we're trying to put in live service into the sequel. So I'm like,
bad idea.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's not gonna work.
I'll say this: if they're doing it into a sequel, there's more than enough time for them to change course. There's more than enough time for them to change course if it's for the sequel. They're trying to force it into the current game. Horrible idea.
Indeed.
But go on, Tevia.
Yeah, but I couldn't judge at the thing with the ending. I'm shooting for that. Mortal Kombat 1 did this whole ending thing and did 10 times better.
I can barely make you. I can barely make you out.
Slow down, Tevia. Slow down.
Sorry. Mortal Kombat 1 did the story mode at the end. They did explain the ending. And spoiler, if you never played Mortal Kombat 1, I need to tell you to spoiler it. Never played the game already.
To be fair, MK1 story mode is just supposed to lead into the next anyway. There's no different than anything that's been done in the other Mortal Kombat games, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's it. But here's the thing: Morgan 1, 10, Morgan 11, both endings. Both the Liu Kang ending and the Shang Tsung ending. With Shang Tsung 1, they can have both endings. Meaning that if Mortal Kombat 1 could do that, then Injustice 3 could do that. It could combine both endings
Well,
into,
wait a minute.
into story mode.
They didn't have multiple.
What?
Wait, they didn't have multiple endings. Wait a minute. Mortal
No,
Kombat
no,
didn't
no,
have
no,
multiple
no.
endings. That's your count.
Okay.
What?
Mortal Kombat did not have multiple endings. You're talking about the. Sorry.
MK11 had multiple endings, not MK1.
Oh yeah,
No,
and
I know,
that
I
was a
know.
big part, yeah. But that was a big part of, but they used that in MK1 because unless they do the multiverse for Injustice 3,
Which
they
please
could.
don't. They did that for number 1. That's literally the plot of the first game.
Number 1.
Yeah, I will say though, that would be interesting actually having the two ending Supermen deal with each other that way.
No,
Yeah,
but here's the thing. They already resolved the evil Superman story in that He-Man
yeah.
book.
Oh yeah, He-Man book.
Yeah, but they never said that was official canon.
I think they did, though. I remember seeing. I think they did.
I don't think they.
Because you notice
No,
that was the only one they did a comic for.
That is true.
but yeah,
Yes.
but again, but that doesn't mean first that NetherRealms is beholden to it.
Yeah, they're not. So
They're not. That doesn't mean they're beholden to it. They could just flat out ignore it and be like, "Well, that wasn't our story."
Yep.
And
So
frankly,
you can take.
I'll say this as well. I know Rocksteady and NetherRealms are both very similar in that their stories were at their best when they had comic creators involved. Injustice 1, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City. But then they decided, oh, we'll go in-house, do it ourselves, and that's usually when the story starts to suffer.
Yeah, that's true. Like that's what. Oh.
I mean, at least in Justice Superman, when you had Palmiotti and Gray involved in the first one, and I'm talking about in the actual game, he had some redeeming values to him. Then you do Injustice 2. Oh, Batman is the greatest because Ed Boon loves him as much as he loves Scorpion, and Superman is so. It's like.
Or Wonder Woman is the main bad guy of Injustice, even though when you look at the story of the comics and place them in context with the universe, that makes no sense.
But to be fair though, even then they write Superman in Injustice 2 and Year Zero, although I'm pretty sure Tom Taylor was taking orders from NetherRealms for that, where it basically makes you wonder, was he ever really good, or did he just need an excuse to finally let it out?
I think they realized that really what happens to Superman in Injustice, in like the backstory of Injustice, when you actually go through it, when you actually pull the thread, it falls apart. So they had to find some way to make it so he would turn evil. So they're like, make it so he was always leaning evil. Make it do something.
Or at least he was borderline. Or at least he was borderline always evil. Like he won. Because seriously, even in Year Zero, he was being. I really raised an eyebrow at how they were implying how he wanted to completely control Lois's every movement, and then she had to say something, and then he snapped out, like, "Oh,
right. Sweet, more involving Lois."
Wait. What? That was thing in Year Zero.
That was at least implied that he wanted. It was implied he wanted to control her every movement because he was so worried about her.
She got messed up and just messed up and very dark and very insane.
And then Hunter says they should just reboot after Injustice 3, or just do Injustice 3 and just end it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to do that.
Kill this universe with fire. It has caused damage to Superman and Wonder Woman.
I do feel like Ed Boon is coming up like this is just a story he wants to resolve. Is how he sounds like in interviews.
At least resolve it, end it. Do not make any more. Do not make any more comics. Kill this universe with fire, as far as I'm concerned.
You know a rumor I once heard about Injustice 3 back when it was initially in the works? Rumor has it that they were going to involve Manhattan.
What?
Oh God! So it's basically Doomsday Clock.
It wasn't. They started around the time Doomsday Clock was going on, so I'm not surprised that was a rumor.
Yeah. But speaking of the
Go ahead, Tavia.
Speaking of Injustice 3, after the main villain, we got we did see him for the first game with the main villain, second game with Brainiac. Who do we have? We could do Darkseid. Maybe he can be the member of the
I'm sick of Darkseid being the main bad guy, honestly.
Okay, maybe not him. Maybe
Wow.
the
It can't be
Anti-Rider.
Lex because Superman broke his neck.
Yeah, okay, it's him.
Oh,
The
Wait, what
Anti-Rider.
was
here's what they
did-
do.
They did
Here's-
imply Lords of Chaos and Order being villains.
All right, Robert. I got one word for you, dude. OMAC.
Oh, OMAC? No. Don't you mean
What?
not OMAC?
What, I?
Imperiex.
No. I mean OMAC.
What brother?
Do the OMAC thing, because you have Brother Eye.
Oh yeah, that could.
So you could make it so like Batman has this thing, it goes crazy, and he has to bring Superman out of the Phantom Zone to help him deal with it.
I say Imperiex.
Maybe him, but wait.
But why do our worlds at war again, or like at all?
Well, I'm saying he's the only other big enough threat.
OMAC, I'm giving you a big enough threat.
Nah.
Maxwell Lord and OMAC. Make it where Maxwell Lord is a government agent. That's
Except OMAC, Brother Eye, is a giant satellite. He has never had a personified body. They'd have to make one.
No, but here's the thing. No. It's part of what I'm talking about. And I'm saying the parts are there what you could do. Have the Injustice Maxwell Lord, because as far as I know, they don't have Max Lord yet. What they could do is make it so he's like, because after like the superheroes go crazy twice, the government wants to put an overseer over the Justice League. It's Max Lord. Turns out the guy's kind of crazy. And then
again, what would the final boss be? That's what I'm saying about the final boss.
Maxwell Lord in an OMAC suit.
Yeah, that's not worthy of it. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. That's not worthy. If you had players doing it, they'd be like, "That's it." I'm sorry, no one is going to like
well,
that. So
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even like the last boss battle of 2 is like, that's it.
Well, but at least it's Brainiac. At least you knew.
No, the last boss battle is Superman and/or Batman. Remember?
Right. Sure,
So
okay,
I'm like, I'm like that. Of course, it's going to be that.
Well, I still think Imperiex would make sense.
It would be a fun save him for an actual game and not this crappy universe. I love how because I'm friends with Britt, I went from tolerating injustice to absolutely loathing the crap out of it. Because when you look at the whether or not when you look at the damage this has done to Superman and Wonder Woman specifically, because now people think Superman always goes evil in the absence of Lois Lane.
No, even I.
No, that's not true.
Even you know that, Robert. Even you know that doesn't work. But my point is,
it only happened if you ignore that he was part. There's need an excuse. If you ignore that, it's the context of what Joker made him do.
And also, wait. Not only that, a nuke went off in Metropolis.
So he lost everything. He didn't just lose his wife and child. He lost everything.
Yeah, because Bruce didn't kill the Joker. So he was essentially like, okay, after all this, if it were just Lois and his kid, I still think he could have like stepped away from that precipice.
Agreed.
Yep. Also, not to mention about the content, he lost his home. He lost his family. Okay, his family's still alive in the comics. That didn't die. Yeah, still alive. But he lost. He got the child, lost his unborn child, lost his wife. He killed Joker.
My point is, Tevia, it's more than just Lois dying. Ignore the fact that Batman also ostracizes the guy, his best friend.
Can we also agree the dumbest line of all was Batman ostracized him for killing parademons? Parademons.
I'm like, dude, if you're gonna complain to Superman about killing parademons, let's see your kill count on parademons, because I'm pretty sure you've shot a couple.
Complain about killing Caliban. I would say complain about that. But parademons.
Where parademons are not even sentient anymore. So
the only time that was ever done was, and I know you're gonna groan, but you got to acknowledge it works, was in Superman Batman Generation 3, where it was revealed they were
when he makes out with a 14-year-old girl.
Dude, can I talk about the good moment, please?
There's a good moment?
dude. First of all, the first 2 minis were awesome. In
Those
fact,
are great.
okay, can I tell you about the second mini? And the second mini had one of the best moments in all of comics, in my opinion.
Yep.
And Taba, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay?
Let him say it, but go ahead, Robert.
Okay. You remember how Superboy in the Silver Age used to have this monitor allowing him to see through time and everything, right? Well, Byrne decided to ask, well, wait, if they knew the Waynes were going to die, why don't they, before it happened, why don't they warn them? They actually do that. Now, as far as Superboy saw it, he saw it fail, that it didn't work. Turns out Jonathan brought Thomas to show it all. Somehow brought him over to Kansas, showed him it, and Thomas was just completely like, oh my God. But then he makes it like, if I take steps now, there won't be a Batman. And then we find out on the night, they still died, but we find out they went to their deaths knowing their deaths would create Batman and thus help save the world. They went to their deaths. What?
That's kind of stupid. I'm like, no, I hate that.
No, they could no. Why? They know that doing this would help the world because of all the incredible good he does at Batman and everything, but it only could come about from their deaths.
I'm sorry. I'm sick of comic writers retconning the past.
This wasn't a retcon, dude. This is all in an Elseworld. This is all in an Elseworld.
Still, I'm like, nah, that's a, in my opinion, that's a pretty crappy thing to do in an Elseworld. So I'm like, no.
Why? Dude, it was so well handled and well done.
I
Is it
disagree.
because it's Byrne? Is it because it's Byrne?
No, it's just because, like, this way, there is some stuff by Byrne that I actually enjoy, like Man of Steel, but it's just like I don't like time travel stuff. That's really where it's with me.
But remember though, Byrne in Generations, at least for the first 2 minis, was using stuff that was already established throughout their entire history, including the time viewer. And since that existed, he used it and asked the question that no one
just
could
because
have
he
done.
uses something from the history does not mean it's a good idea. But anyway, so Teladia, you had something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was also gonna add. Imagine if Warner Brothers Games, right, start announcing stuff next gaming event, not this year's but next year's. Start popping up left, right, and center with imagine IPs such as Bethesda making a Green Lantern game.
Oh hell yes! So here's a question that just popped into my head. Now, I know I've given us the build your own Justice League question before, but here's the caveat here, because we're gonna do, if we make a Justice League game, who would be your lineup? You can't pick two similar characters like Superman or Martian Manhunter, because here's why. From a gameplay perspective, those are way too similar to work.
Except Martian Manhunter would still have invisibility
and shapeshifting.
No, but he's still super strength and all. He still plays relatively like Superman.
But if you focus, but in the gameplay standard, if you focus more on those, then that is, and then it really, then the strength stuff is superfluous.
Okay, okay. As a challenge, you can't pick characters that are really similar to each other. I'll start. Obviously, the first three are going to be the Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity.
I'm going to go with the Flash. Jessica.
Which one?
Barry, because Barry has the larger name. I'm sorry, Barry has the larger name from like all the stuff he's gotten. Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Because I want her to get more stuff.
Which he's actually in character and not just broad stroked.
Yeah, I know. Hawk Girl.
Yay! I got potato.
Either Hawk Girl, Hawk Man, either of those. The point is a Hawk character. And honestly, I would go with Cyborg for tech powers and stuff.
Nah, I don't go Cyborg.
That's my league. Teladia, how about you?
So you got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's obvious.
That's obvious. Then I would put Green Lantern.
Which one?
I would have to put Hal Jordan.
Excellent choice, my friend. Excellent choice.
And I would use the New 52 version of Hal Jordan.
So it's pretty much the post-crisis one, because that one didn't read.
Yeah, that's post-crisis.
So it's pretty much post-crisis Green Lantern.
I was about to say.
And then after Green Lantern, I would have to pick Hawk Girl. right?
Ooh.
Hawk Girl. Okay, that's a good one.
Okay.
And then as the next character after Hawk Girl, I would have to pick a magic character, and that would be
I should
The-
have picked a magic character. God damn.
Zatanna.
You're so right. You're so right. I just realized I'm like, duh.
Yeah, Green
Zatanna.
Lantern and Batman can handle tech, dude.
No, but Green
Lantern is not a tech guy.
He's not a
No,
tech
No,
guy.
but
No.
but his ring can handle the tech. is
No,
what I mean.
but what I mean is like a character. The reason I put Cyborg is because Cyborg can control technology.
True. He's
True.
psychopath.
Batman
He's
can
got-
control technology. He can build
Okay.
technology, that's for sure, but he
Yeah,
can't actually
control.
control tech. But anyway, so go
So-
ahead, Teladia.
I was gonna say Zatanna as my
Mhm.
magic character, and then how many is that have I done?
I'll give you one
Um,
more.
All right, one more, and the final one. You'll be surprised by this, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in there the one, the only, Wonder Woman's daughter.
Trinity?
Wait. You
Trinity?
You want to homage a Tom King thing
No,
in your?
no. No, not that one. The one was
Oh,
supposed
Fury. Oh,
to
Fury.
be.
You mean Fury?
In Fury? But Earth 2?
That was
Or do you
supposed
mean
to be in the-
Hippolyta, the one that Jay Heat Knight invented?
No, the one that was supposed to be in the New 52.
Oh, well, that's a rumor. I got to clarify this. It's a rumor that what Charles Soule wanted to do was basically have Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter come back from the future to say there's going to be a big catastrophe. You guys have to help me stop it. Essentially, cable her.
But that
Oh,
would
what?
be cool though, right? To
That
have her
doesn't
in the
count.
Justice
That doesn't
League.
count. That doesn't count. I'm sorry.
That time travel, none of it's cable.
But
Why
here's
is
the
everyone
thing.
said
Here's the thing, Teladia. As much as I like that idea, she's too similar to Wonder Woman, so you're gonna
Okay.
have to pick one
Yeah.
more.
Okay, I have to pick another one. Okay, I'm gonna have to put in Cyborg.
All right. So you pretty much copied mine, but that's fine. I'll give you
Mhm.
that.
I
You had the magic. You had the magic. I'll give you credit for that.
I
All right,
Okay.
Robert.
Okay, well, obviously the Trinity, Green Lantern, just to be different, guy.
So can an emote be where Batman just punches him?
No.
That's funny.
No. Here's what I'm thinking. You would actually keep his hot-headedness as part of a story beats.
Okay, that could
Ooh.
work.
Okay.
Okay, but
who else you got?
now instead of the Hawks, Orion.
Oh, the new guy.
Orion
Orion
of the new
has
guy.
been in Justice League.
Yeah,
He has been on the
exactly.
league before.
And
Or
he has a
Barda.
mother box. And he has a mother box.
Yep.
And he can
That
fly.
works.
And he can fly.
That works.
And super strength.
All right, so give me one more.
Well, no, I think I have two more.
Okay, two more. Go ahead.
Plastic Man. If
He
you
could
want, I
actually
want to have
be
a
fun from a gameplay perspective. It's kind of funny. He is really fun in the
And a
Lego game. So
shapeshifter.
Yeah.
that works.
And like I said, for his Orion, the mother box can be used for the tech. Got that
Yeah.
covered.
Yep.
That can work.
And then lastly, Constantine
Okay, that works.
That
for the
was my
magic.
choice.
For the magic.
Well, Tevia, it doesn't matter if Robert has the same choice. I mean, Teladia
That's
copied
true.
half of mine, so there you go. I'm calling you out on that, brother.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Tevia. How about you?
Okay. Obviously, we are training. I think we have Superman 101 obviously. So I think I think for what the?
That's my dog. That's my dog.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Robert, do you mind
Yep,
muting
yep,
your
yep,
mic?
yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's okay. But and we know, yeah. So we have training Superman 101 obviously. But okay, for Green Lantern, John Stewart. Why?
Okay,
Because John Stewart is my favorite Green Lantern ever. I love the character. Just
That
the
works.
animated series.
go on.
But for two I characters, okay, Superman 101, and we have John Stewart. Flash, Wally West. One
Okay.
with my Flash, I will do Wally to there. That's 5. So 2 more left. For a magic character, my other character is Conti, but no, Conti that's gonna be dark. I'm not gonna do him. I'm going with Zatanna.
Zatanna, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
another character. At 57th, because this kid, if I remember, most everyone might around team were one, but no, I want to save him for later. We're saving ready for a future story.
Hmm.
The same member is Aquaman. We get Aquaman.
I can't believe no one put Aquaman
We
on
need
their
the King of the
league.
Land, and we need him on the team. He held the lead for decades. We need him on the team to be awesome.
Water
and,
powers can be fun.
Yep,
There'll be a
that
whole
too.
entire mission that's underwater. You can have you can have Batman in the aqua suit. That would actually work really well. All right, so
over the 20 minutes.
and in the chat, if you were to do a Justice League game, what would be the roster of your Justice League? Go ahead. And yes, Cruz is getting a lot today because she's freaking awesome. That's why. She's awesome. Thank you, Ethan Van Sciver and Jeff Johns. Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, did you at all check out? I've showed you before the DC Superhero Girls show. Have you at all
I
seen
did.
any of it? And
it's interesting. I will say that. It's
well,
not
you like
as
Jessica-
girly as I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Well, it's Lauren Foss. This is the one who that's the woman who basically made the G4 ponies make it be something that even adult boy, unfortunately, the bronies would be into.
Yep.
The thing is, Barbara is so freaking annoying in that show.
Yeah, I got this.
Agreed.
I'm like, shut up. Can we just get back to Wonder Woman speaking?
Yep.
Yep.
What about and I like Supergirl being this aggressive. You know, she's
Supergirl's
Power
fun.
Girl.
Yeah, I was about to say she's more like Power Girl in that.
There actually is an episode where she fakes her death and takes on the form of Power Girl, but she acts more like Supergirl.
Wait,
okay.
She did? I didn't know about
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
Yeah, there's that episode. There's that clip you can see going around of Zatanna keeps on trying to give her a new outfit, and it eventually gets to a point where it's all of her outfits over the years.
That's good.
Cool.
I love that.
Headband.
She has the headband. I was about to ask. That's great.
The headband,
That's right.
the Danvers, or Superman the anime series outfit.
That's cool.
Cameron says my roster would be the Trinity, Kyle Rayner, okay,
So
Wally West.
Everyone has now used all the Green Lanterns.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take that. Wally West. Actually, no. You notice how no one said Far Sector or Teen Lantern?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the or Simon Bad.
You're talking about the lanterns people actually care about. So continuing on.
Notice no one's mentioned Simon.
Oh,
Because DC doesn't do anything with him, which is
Yeah,
sad
well,
because
yeah.
Like I said before, Simon was created as a plot device. At least Jessica was created to be a character.
yeah, Trinity. So the Trinity, Kyle Rayner, Wally West, Hawkgirl, and Vixen. Vixen can be fun.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
really cool.
You know, I've realized, a good way to get around.
I read your comment, Hunter. I read it in here.
I was going to say, actually, funny with Hunter, that can allow you to have multiple characters beyond just keeping it to a limited roster.
Well, that's true. If you went with the Ultimate Alliance or like the Justice League Heroes route, only like severely modified because the game is flawed, you could just say anyone and just throw them on there. I do think DC needs its Ultimate Alliance game.
Here's something else.
Villain. You know what I would be thinking? I would be thinking I would go with the villain. No, the Legion
Robert. This is where I think Imperiax would work.
Okay, that's good.
You make the plot of DC Ultimate Alliance our world at war.
Yeah, cool.
But you know what I think should be the starter villain?
Who?
The Key.
Okay. You know what's kind of funny? The Key shows up in Justice League Heroes.
I heard about that. Pika told me that beforehand.
He did?
By the way, it says Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Dr. Fate, Jessica Cruz, Black Canary, and The Flash. Jeez, no one mentioned Black Canary. Everyone's coming up with such good characters.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. And you notice there's no Batman.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, no, we commented. And that
Super
one.
Wonder. Super Wonder.
Well, yeah, that.
Yep.
Facts. We definitely need a DC Ultimate Alliance game at this point.
Yeah, we do.
Can someone, in the unlikely event some head of a studio is doing that, I guarantee you that will make you money. Don't make a live service.
Now, here's the question:
Yeah.
what would be harder? What superhero would be harder to get a good balance of? Superman or Flash?
Flash.
Superman, because at least with the Flash you can damage him. Superman, it's a little more complicated when it comes to like invincibility.
Exactly.
And
And that game I mentioned about Well, first of all, did you know it was Factor 5? You know what they used instead of Superman's damage? It was
What?
how much damage was done to Metropolis.
That's what
Metropolis
Superman Returns did, and that's why that was so good.
No. You guys are missing the Factor 5 got it right when it comes to the power level that Superman was. He was similar to Superman the animated series. That was the character he was based on.
Ooh.
He wasn't based on
The comics, obviously.
No, it was close to the comics because they were include Doomsday and so much of the comic stuff in it.
No, but he means
No.
in terms of power level for
Oh,
Superman.
right.
So the power level was similar to Superman the animated series, so he could face off against other villains. So
Yeah.
you could see in the demo that they had posted online.
Yep.
You could see
Yep.
he could grab people could attack him.
So you mean I could have grabbed Lois Lane and threw her?
No.
Yes, yes,
No.
you could have.
Yes! Release this game! I will stream it! I'll have a stream where I just throw Lois.
But I want to say this though, with the Flash, they would have it be a build-up meter to get to his ultimate top speed. Of course, for the Flash, obviously in the world, it's almost instantaneous. But for you, the player character, obviously you have to ramp it up.
There was a Flash game, funnily enough, for you guys.
I know. I wish there were.
Flash Entertainment.
Hunter says, by the way, John Jones and John Stewart, Mera, Batwoman, Power Girl, Red Lion, and Bronze Tiger are interesting choices for Justice
Red Lion.
Leaguers.
Who's Red Lion?
Although I'm going to say this, those last two, too similar. You got to pick two different ones.
Who's Red Lion?
Remember Red Lion from Justice League Rebirth? He was so the Justice League went into Africa. He was basically DC's attempt to basically cash in on Black Panther.
The
movie.
Yeah, right.
Iron
Replace Red Lion. Well, that was a Christopher Priest curation anyway.
Was.
Instead, replace Red Lion with Red Tornado.
Yeah,
Then you
what's
got
the name?
some. Then you got some. That's good.
He has weather controlling.
Yes.
Well, is it controlling the weather or just creating tornadoes?
Oh, you're right. Creating
Controlling the weather.
tornadoes. Well, yeah, you're right. Creating tornadoes. Yeah.
But that could still work, and he could like have a fusion power with Flash, where they both make tornadoes. Fire and ice.
Firestorm. Wait, Firestorm.
Firestorm.
You could do Firestorm, but I like Fire and Ice.
I just write Firestorm is negated by Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Fire and Ice for two characters on the game.
And if you have Guy Gardner on there.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of taking image, I completely forgot. What means Steel? You know how to
Too similar to Batman.
Oh yeah, good point.
Well, to be fair, I look at Steel as being if you combine Superman, Batman, some of the movesets is what I would look at.
Yeah.
That.
Now, what you can do if you do this with Ultimate Alliance, I would definitely have it where like they give you special stats boosters if you like recreate a team.
Yep.
Oh, here's one. How about Superboy, but it's early
Superboy Prime.
No.
Superboy Prime.
No, we're not doing him.
No, I'm saying the Con L, like Death Return of Superman, when we attack telekinesis.
That could actually work. Because mine didn't work.
Because remember, he doesn't have heat vision. He doesn't have super breath. His powers are simulated, so it's not like a copy of Superman.
That could work. And you could have him in like the Connor costume, like the because immediately I would grind until I unlock the t-shirt and jeans.
I'd give him the jacket.
You can give, or can they have the jacket but not the stupid '80s hair
or the
earrings? Yeah, I'm like,
if for no other reason than to stop making some people think, oh, that's a trans look.
Oh,
God. People on Twitter.
That was the reason why what's her name was trying to make Connor trans.
That made me angry. I did my lamp about that.
Well, Mags, and that's why you don't write for DZ anymore.
Yeah, thank God.
Let's be honest, that was beyond like really. I've heard most people say that's stupid. What? That's
well. Remember, it's also these are the types of fans that thought that's. Tom King was actually going to put Wonder Woman with Cheetah, even though he made a big stink. He made a big stink in the articles talking about how Steve Trevor is like her romantic love. He's not, but at the very least, he's basically saying, "I'm not going to put her with Cheetah. Stop it."
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. What?
Never going to happen. Because here's the thing. Here's what people don't like to admit. I know some writers have said that Wonder Woman is bi. That's fine if they say it that way. Editorial clearly says no, and I have it on good authority that it's intentional to say no. So it's she's not.
But not say it out loud because they don't.
Not say it out loud, but
Yeah.
internally they're like no. So I'm like, the way I see it, DC is keeping it ambiguous. They're never gonna say either way. They're kind of saying either way by only having her date dudes, though.
Yeah,
I do think that, or have it happen in other universes,
or have it happen in other universes. But
I think because for them, keeping it ambiguous is the best case scenario, and which I would agree. I would agree that is the best case scenario to go with because at least there it's within their mind. Now, unfortunately, that does lead to some people thinking it's definitive when it's not.
Yeah, my problem is a lot of fans tend to take their headcanon as actual canon. I'm like, that's not what headcanon's for.
But that's everywhere, dude.
That's everywhere. That's
pot calling kettle. You've done it sometimes.
No, but I'm actually basing it off of facts from DC Comics lore. These people don't.
I'm joking.
I know. You do the same thing to explain half the crap Lois Lane does in the comics, so
not even. I actually have.
Come on, dude. You can dish it out, but can you take it?
I'm just saying. Just like you, I can have facts and examples that back it up just as much as you.
No, I know. I'm only playing.
I know. That's why I'm just saying.
And for those of you watching this, Robert and I are good buddies. This is part of our thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not going to have me making the face when you do your sign off tonight. Sorry.
I know. I'll imagine you do it. What's up, Tevia?
Yeah, but after he bought his potential open alliance game for DC, I have another burn weapon Eddie, and that's the good point. We're not doing it. No, forget it. No.
Superboy Prime, I think he could be the character you unlock by beating the game.
That could work. That
could work.
I'm a boy. But I have another burn. What do enjoy the Legion of Doom or Perpetua?
Don't do Perpetua. Do not do Perpetua.
No. Hear me out. Perpetua, yeah, I know I did a kind of okay. I gave it. Hear me out. We adapt Scott Snyder just to be story.
No.
We adapt that story.
Which story? Because here's the thing, Tevye, that's way too big for one game.
That's it, yes.
And there's no game. And act like this is a self-contained game that we're not going to get sequels to.
Right.
I got no idea.
Hey,
am
I the only?
Make the Wolf Boy main villain.
Am I the only person who actually like Perpetua as an idea?
I liked it as an idea. It's just my problem with Scott Snyder is that he goes too crazy with those ideas.
True.
Hence the Batman who freaking laughs. So Superboy Prime could also be DLC. There you go. You could have DLC for each of the major DC events, like Final Crisis. You could play as Fury, Wonder Woman.
Dark Knight Metal for the DLC.
Any of the Dark Knights. Death Metal. You could play as Perpetua.
Yeah, that was
Or
cool.
it unlocks a skin for Wonder Woman. It gives you two skins for Wonder Woman. The one with the chainsaw and the all gold one.
That was so cool. I mean, that was badass. But
there you go.
I do know that.
And then obviously a Zack Snyder's Justice League DLC where you can get all those skins, and those would be the only skins I would ever use besides the new 52.
Yep, I agree with that. But I do want one more bill. I do have one more bill. Okay, not Perpetua. I do another. The World Forger from the Sixth Dimension arc.
No. Okay, ignore God characters. Characters.
Fine. Okay. Okay, one more minute. The Legion of Doom.
Okay, you could probably do
that.
What's the lineup for the Legion of Doom though?
Black Panther.
Sorry, I'll just say whatever the counterpart is for your leaguers.
Yeah.
But in the Ultimate Alliance, just have every if this is an Ultimate Alliance style game where there's every Justice Leaguer ostensibly, just have every villain show up at one point. You're good to go.
That would make sense.
You know what I was gonna say to you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
It has to be similar to Ultimate Alliance 3. the way that
I
that
never
Oh, yeah,
played
the
3
reason
because
why.
I don't have a Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch.
You're a fan
So,
of the main villain of that game.
Ultimate Alliance 3 wasn't top down. It was you were playing the character like how you play the Arkham games, basically.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Well, that's
no.
cool.
I got a better idea. Well, for what's the first game story for DC? The main villain of the first game was Doctor Doom. Think back. Doctor Doom was made from Overland 1. So why not make the main villain of the first game Lex Luthor? Because they're both equivalent to
But I don't buy Lex being able to take on the entire DC community like that.
no,
Oh yeah, you can't do
That's the
that.
thing. For a Superman game, yes, you're right on that. But Doom has taken on the entire Marvel universe, so that's why that's believable. Lex, even if it's Amanda Waller, I don't see that happening, which is my problem with Absolute Power. But that's a discussion for another stream.
Wait, not Lex. Venom Savage. Make Venom Savage the main villain.
That I could see.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
I would say this. Lex being the main figurehead over it is fine. Just like
Him being the
Venom.
leader of the Legion is fine. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. But
Okay.
Hunter brings up a good point for DLC. Crime Syndicate.
That could work.
Hell yeah.
I'll be honest, Crime Syndicate feels more like to be lackeys more than the main threat.
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
as like skins, maybe.
Oh, it's skins, yeah, but the main threat, I hate to say it, they're more toadies than they are,
yeah, right. The last
I know
Hold
I
on,
said
listen.
no gods. I know I
Which
said no
one?
gods, but let me break my rule real quick. Here's the plot of the Ultimate Alliance game. 2 words: Forever Evil.
Well, we did that way. We're talking to the super.
But that
super
was
villains.
but that was the Crime Syndicate. And like I said, that
No, the Crime Syndicate are what you think the bad guys are, but it's really the Anti-Monitor.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said, let me violate my no gods thing. And you start off, the plot of the game is you have to rescue you modify the story a little bit so they're not all in Firestorm. You unlock you start off as the villains and unlock the actual heroes by saving them.
and you get Lex in his Superman armor.
Yes.
Yeah,
there you go. That's how you turn it on your head, because that's the Alliance and Ultimate Alliance right there.
So
The-
where did they
yeah.
take the idea from Legacy to super villains for
Essentially, that only do it. I'll only do it more mature, and instead of Darkseid, do the Anti-Monitor. In other words,
Yeah.
you
do
could
the
also have
broad
Imperiax.
strokes of Forever Evil.
You could also have Imperiax instead of the Anti-Monitor.
You really want Imperiax to be the villain in this game, don't you?
No. First, I want to say Anti-Monitor is one of my favorite villains. So I was just throwing it out there as just another possibility.
Yeah, but I'm
Honestly,
saying
that's
if we're going on the Forever Evil like track, because assuming we do get a sequel, the sequel has to be Darkseid War.
Yeah.
All right.
Female Brainiac is. I get where you're going with Hunter, but see, I see again. Nothing in Absolute Power indicates that would make a good Ultimate Alliance game.
Yeah. Well,
Now I would say this, and Ultimate Alliance 3 maybe.
A
after the
3,
Yeah,
yes,
three,
but
maybe,
for
maybe.
a first game, because here's the thing, because you can have it is like in every game, it's the heroes and villains having to team up.
Yeah.
And they can even comment on it saying, "Okay, I guess it's time for another alliance."
And
Yeah.
you could have there be submissions with Amanda Waller building up to it, and then by the third one or the end of the second game, she can then make it say clearly.
I'll tell you what.
Them both are working
Yeah.
together.
Here's what you do. Amanda Waller is revealed in the post credit of 1. 2 is failsafe. 3 is the actual Absolute Power.
Well, I would say 2 is failsafe is a side plot, not a main.
Yeah,
main
that's
threat.
not the main story.
Yeah.
But that's why I say you do the first one into it ever at the end. Second one, you build her up and have whatever missions be side missions, so you at least know she's there, building her power. And then the third one is all her.
That would
Like,
work.
yeah,
And by the
but
way,
don't
Atchison has an excellent point. An RTS dealing with the war between New Genesis and
Oh, I
Apocalypse.
love that idea.
Or just a new game, or just a New Gods game in general. Yes.
Yes.
Can I play as Darkseid and just slaughter everyone?
Hey, here's the thing, though. Darkseid actually has disposable stuff with the parademons for an RTS. What do the new gods have that are disposable?
I got it. I got a game.
What?
2 words. Female Furies. Co-op Female Furies game.
No,
I'm done with co-op. I'm fed up with co-op games like that.
Just split screen co-op, not like online co-op.
No, I'm saying because that sounds more like wait, you mean not like the Friday 13th game or anything like that? Not like that.
No. I'm saying it's a story game, but you actually each person can play as a different member of the Female Furies.
Okay,
I'll call it Sheena.
So basically, Suicide Squad, you took out the live service stuff.
Yes,
All right.
because that should have worked.
Is that a good way of putting it?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. In other words, Suicide Squad, but done well. That's what I think it is.
Suicide Squad, if they actually took it out like Gotham Knights did. Because, again, let's be honest. Gotham Knights, it's just painfully obvious that was meant to be games that serve
live service.
Yeah, it was very obvious for that, and they took that out.
With Gotham
Knights,
Knights, with Gotham Knights, they took out the live service because it just didn't work. Right, that was the first thing, and the second thing was the fact that once they took it out, they were going to put it on last gen. It didn't work out on last gen, so that's what they put it on next gen. Go on. I was going to say that before I let you go, it was like the way I see the DC gaming, it has to be hot off the press. It cannot be something that, I get what Jared is saying, Female Furies, I get that would be a cool idea, but probably you're looking about 10 years down the road, Jared.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not talking about time. I'm not talking about now. I'm saying down the road, a Female Furies game.
Oh yeah, down the road, for sure down the road, but not now. Like right now, you need Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to be the forefront of.
Oh
DC
yeah,
games.
100%.
Yeah, obviously.
Now here's the question I got.
What you could also have is in our Ultimate Alliance game, the Female Furies are playable characters.
Yep.
Now here's the question: given how Wonder Woman is done by Monolith, which did Shadow of Mordor, is anyone really surprised that they chose to keep on Themyscira since? Well, let's be honest, the other 2 games were all set in Mordor.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
And
is,
here's the thing. Themyscira is a big place, so there's plenty of locations. Plus, if other it doesn't necessarily mean that like every part of the game is taking place on Themyscira.
Yep, that is true.
No, but
in terms of hell, I'm like, nah, not really.
No,
But
we're not doing anything.
I was saying though is that, but if you're going for an open world game, much like Shadows of Mordor and everything, if they're just utilizing, because it's obvious they're utilizing the stuff they did for Shadow of Mordor, if they're keeping the Nemesis system.
this is their second attempt at a DC game, because their first attempt was the Batman game that never got off the didn't get past.
Yeah, but to your point, Robert, I think really what's going on is they're yes, for the beauty of doing a Wonder Woman game on Themyscira is that yes, you can make it free roam, an open world, but when you limit the open world to an island, it's less daunting.
But it's an island that's known for having different sections of it, especially if you're going to the different tribes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you want to say, Tevye, and then we'll wrap up?
Yeah, I do want to know. I think one game I think I really want, and no, it's not the thing you want.
Go ahead.
But I think a game that I really got is a Green Lantern game similar to Baldur's Gate 3.
What game?
Green Lantern but Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, how about just Green Lantern Mass Effect style?
That's it, man.
Yeah, more likely. More Mass Effect than Baldur's Gate.
That's right. But the game I really love a DC RPG game with Baldur's Gate. Think about it. Baldur's Gate had all these credits. But I take that idea, but for DC.
You have that. It's called DC Online. They have that.
Yep. No. Hunter, they did see your comment, by the way. Hunter, they did. They said,
I just because I don't necessarily address it does not mean I didn't see it.
Yeah, they did. Well, to be fair, we were talking about location, Themyscira. He probably thought you meant hell as in Hades.
No, I saw that. It's just not really a character that would work for a game or just a game.
Hell was such a stupid character.
Yeah, he was really bad.
Let me put it this way. As much of a fanboy for the new 52, particularly Superman, as I am, there were some pretty stupid ideas.
Especially, I
But-
mean, he's a kind of amalgamation of the genetics, material left on a ship that went through a wormhole or a black hole.
What? That made no sense.
But anyway, Tevia, in terms of like, I haven't played Baldur's Gate, so I can't
That's really
really
good. I recommend it.
weigh and on that. It's not really my type of thing. You could do it. It just is picking the right person, the right character and IP for that to work with.
So,
That could be New Gods or something like that.
Oh,
could be
you
New
finally
Gods.
mentioned New Gods. What if you take Apocalypse, have it be Darkseid's been overthrown, and you give it to the Frostpunk guys?
Frostpunk guy.
guy.
Frostpunk, that's a game about where it's like Earth has gone to an early ice age, and you're trying to keep everyone alive around these heat engines and everything. But you do the opposite. You're in the fire pits trying to make a new living there.
That could be kind of fun.
Interesting.
That could be kind of. I would love an actual. How about a game where you actually just play as Darkseid and just conquer worlds? That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll be for it. That'd be cool.
I think that's the same problem when you have Superman be invincible. With Darkseid, it's no one really wants to do the boring invincible character.
Yeah.
Which is sad because it's just a wish fulfillment of just destroying. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good place to leave it. So we're gonna wrap it up. But anyway, so Teladia, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out on your channel?
So you guys can check me out on Twitter at Teladia Plays _, and if you want to check me out on YouTube, is at Teladia Plays. What I've got coming up is I've got the Batman Cape Crusader live reactions this weekend, and then next week I'm going to do my members panel stream, and I'm going to have 2 different guests on, and I'm also going to be doing Snyder Fans Read Comics with Jared, as we're going to bring that back. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done that, and then usual stuff, collabing with different people. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Robert, how about you?
And I don't have anything in the can at the moment. Oh, Teladia and I are talking about doing something. I don't know what or when.
Ooh.
And by the way, Robert, again, congrats on getting monetized, bro. That's a big achievement.
Thank you very much. I just hope I get more members.
You will. You will. It takes a while to build that up. So, Tabby, how about you?
I was going to say sarcastically, hey, I'm a member for you. How come you're not being a member for me? I'm joking. I'm joking. Honestly, that was an honest joke, dude. I was an honest joke, dude. I'm not.
I know. Tabby, how about you?
I just did 2 videos today. I did at the How to Dragon review finally. We did scene 2. I did like this scene. It's not constantly on my second scene. The other video I did the WB game stuff. I did a video about that. But I did feature part. I reviewed Option Power this week with that book. Flexing 1K again. I don't want to bring them
Get
up.
to the point.
Yeah. The other video over by Pampa, but I'm coming up this weekend. And maybe the boring movie, maybe. But 50 minutes of that movie better than that. I think that's all I got so far.
What do you want to add, Robert?
Yeah, I'm still close to getting Tom King on my show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting, but I can't wait for that one. But I may have Sam Liu back on the show soon to talk about just in general projects, or maybe we'll talk about Wonder Woman Bloodlines, and I can rant about it because he did work on that.
Ooh.
But I'm also working on getting Jim Craig on so I can ask him questions about Crisis and the Tomorrowverse and everything like that. And we will see who else I can get on the show. In terms of Comics League, Britt and I are going to be talking about how we would do Wonder Woman 3 and use that as a conclusion to the DCEU. And in terms of Under Two Capes, we're going to be doing a live Q&A tomorrow, probably at about 6 p.m. Eastern. But stay heroic, everyone. And by the way, tomorrow I will be doing the watch. Either tomorrow or Saturday, I will be doing a watch party for Rebel Moon Part 2, the director's cut. Part 1 was awesome. I can't wait to do Part 2. So stay heroic, everyone. Robert, you know what's coming. Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs with General Zod and Megatron. Zois and Max about for life. We will see you later.